My grandmother that I never met, uh, she got her PhD very early. She was like 25 or something. And in times when black people weren't getting PhDs, and she was a black woman. And not only did she get her PhD, she graduated from high school when she was 15. She came from this really um, kind of highfalutin black family in DC. And her dad said, all the boys he would pay for college, like regular college. He said, I'll pay for teachers college for you. And so she went, like at 15, she went to the teachers college at Howard, because everybody in my family goes to Howard University. So not me, but everybody else. um, so she went, did it, and then her mother decided that wasn't enough. So then she went back to school to be a chiropractor so that she could put her daughter through the master's program and the PhD. And I would really just want to know what that was like. And also, she had all of these, she had, she was affected by racism and misogyny. So she met my grandfather at, he's also PhD at Lincoln University in Jefferson City. That's where she went to teach. And they ended up getting married. And then they were like, oh, yeah, a husband and a wife can't both teach here. So she had to stop teaching at like 28, 29, somewhere in that range. So she stopped teaching and then found all these other ways to use her brain. She, used to write plays, like full plays out for the Boy Scouts and stuff like that. And then she raised the three kids, not completely. My youngest uncle was about 9, and my grandfather was in, I mean, my grandfather, my father was in graduate school or end of college. And they she moved back to DC to go teach at Howard. And she did for a while. My grandfather stayed in Jefferson City. I mean, they're still married. And then the point was that when he retired, because he was 12 years older than her, when he retired, they bought a house and they were going to live in DC. And then she died. Uh, as he was like finishing out the year at Lincoln. They'd literally already bought the house, bought all the furniture, were moving, and she died in her sleep. And so I only know her because my dad hadn't met my mother. I'm sorry, she died when my dad was like 23. And so he was right at the end of graduate school. So he hadn't met my mom. So I only know her through stories. And I just want to know what it's like she was like the first black woman to get her PhD at, I believe it's University of Iowa. So she, like all and I get it. Like I hate it because people are like, well, I can't look that person up. And so, but it, I want to know, I would like to know her. Just, I and walking in her shoes. What was that like growing up in DC, being part of this sort of affluent black family when people didn't know that there were affluent black families? And her father was the first reporter at first black reporter at the Washington Post. So she had all of these, like, and her great grandparents, like there was all these great stories that she came from, that she knew. And what was that like as a black woman to know that your relatives of the past had done all these great things, and now you are too? What was the freedom? Because I know that there wasn't complete freedom, but there was some freedom there. So what was that like being a black woman? We don't tell enough stories like that. What was that like being a black woman who had some freedom? Her name was Hilda Lawson Reedy.
Oh,
Dr. Hilda Lawson Reedy.